What's up guys, Chasing Lemley here. It's episode number 33 of Robin's Revival, and in today's episode we're playing the last game of the season because the championship season has come to an end and we are very much battling against relegation still, so it could be a very, very exciting episode. Stick around for the intro and then we'll come back and we'll see what we can do to today's opponents. So here we are. Today's opponents are Brentford, and the state of play, before we go into what you've missed, is this. So we are currently sitting 21st in the table on 45 points. Barnsley have 43 points. So close, 2 points in it. In terms of who's playing who today, we obviously play Brentford, who are in 5th. Barnsley are at home to West Brom, who are in 4th. And they're both teams still playing for whatever they can get out of the draw for the playoffs. So both teams, if they win today, could get that elusive home draw in the playoffs. They are very much battling for that. There is also a small possibility we can finish above QPR. But basically, to survive, either we need to win or we need Barnsley to draw or lose. So Barnsley need to drop points or we need to win. Either of those things will see us survive this season in the Championship, ready to rebuild for next season. In terms of what you've missed since our last episode, which was the Preston game, we played Millwall and drew 0-0. We played Forest Green and drew 0-0. We played Norwich and lost 2-0. We played Crystal Palace and lost 4-0. We drew 1-1 with Wigan with Cameron Archer scoring. We beat Bristol City 2-1 with Palmer and Archer getting on the score sheet. And we drew 2-2 with Fulham with goals from Johansson and Archer. So, scoring goals, still very much a problem. One thing I've noticed, and we'll talk about this after the match, in better length and greater length. We are missing Mark Helm in terms of we're missing the attacking midfielder, someone in this kind of area in the box here who can get in there and can get us goals. That's the thing we're missing, is that guy in the hole to run through and score. Which actually, while we're on this screen, I'll go through today's lineup because this will be the lineup. I'm pretty much settled on it. So it's going to be O'Leary in goal, Cyrus Christie at right back, Bismarck, Akin Odemayo, Ronaldo Anaya, who we haven't seen on the channel before, he's coming together as our left back. Palmer, Johansson, Tulloch, Land, Marul make up the midfield, and Archer up top. I don't think we've seen Marul on the channel yet either. But we've got Archer up top. We've got Critchlow, Garnacho, Mino, Fletcher, Shabua Bua, Thompson, and Gomez Mancini on the bench. That's how things are looking in terms of a lineup. We have got Lewis Gordon missing. He is cup-tied because he's on loan. I say cup-tied, he's on loan from Brentford. So is Alex Gilbert, actually. They're both on loan from Brentford. We won't see Alex Gilbert again because I'm probably not going to bring him back for next season. I have already confirmed the signing of Lewis Gordon, though, for next season to share left-back duties with Anaya. So it should be quite a solid combination at the back. Anyway, let's go into the game and then I will talk about afterwards what we're planning to do in the transfer window tomorrow. So, into the dressing room, I want me to say, give the fans an appropriate send-off for all the support they've given you this season. I guess that's kind of the best we can do. As much as I want to be like, we have to win, otherwise we'll get relegated, it might be too much pressure because, they're a good side. Max O'Leary and Cameron Archer looking like they are motivated. We've got a press interview as well. Are you confident the chairman? Yeah, of course, why not? Are you hopeful of a performance today? It's a stupid question, we always are. Thanks, Dan Smith. You have wasted all of my time. 4-2-3-1 for Brentford. Some good players in there. Cresswell's good. De Silva could be very dangerous against us. And Woo Young John has created 6 goals and 34 appearances, which is not the impressive stat that the game thinks it is. We, of course, in our traditional variation of the 4-2-3-1, the asymmetric one, or 4-3-2, the asymmetric formation. Either way, players are on the pitch. It's just time to get ourselves through this as best we can. We've got the latest scores here so I can keep an eye on how things are going in real time. Let's kick on. Free kick for Brentford. Sacco takes it. Petkovic gets his head to it straight over the bar, and that was an early scare, and they do some encouragement towards our team. We are, of course, keeping our eyes very firmly on the Barnsley game as well, keep your eyes on that as things progress. A goal kick for us is with O'Leary. As things stand, Barnsley are winning 1-0. So for us to stay up, we need to get a goal and keep the lead is currently our task. So Barnsley 1-0 up, sat above us in the table on goal difference as things stand. A draw is not good enough for us today as Sacco puts the ball into the box and Petkovic has scored for Brentford, and now we are very much in trouble because not only are Barnsley winning, we are losing, and we desperately need West Brom to do us a favour right now. We really, really do need West Brom to do us a favour. And Naya and Christie are not playing the best games of their lives, and neither is Ryan Tulloch. So that's going to be interesting to get them fired up. Can we do a fire up? See if we can get some passion out of them. Doesn't look like it, I think. I hate how long it takes for that to kick in. Anyway, Cucho to Petkovic. If they score a second here, we're in trouble. Christie's got himself sent off. And now we are very, very, very much reliant on Brentford doing us a favour. I don't even know if we'll survive being sacked. I forgot to check before the game. And that gives me some thinking to do. I think what we're going to do is put Marul on the left wing because Tulloch's not performing and on a yellow. We'll bring on... Make sure I'm taking off the right player because that could go badly wrong if I'm not. I am. I'm going to put Louis Thompson on and send him to right back. I think that's the best way defensively to keep on top of things, although there is a voice in my head saying Garnacho. In fact, the voice in my head saying Garnacho is probably the right voice because then I can put Land at right back. He's a much more solid right back. Let's give that a go, see how that goes, and hope Naya can avoid getting himself sent off as well. Otherwise we'll be in trouble. And West Brom have missed a penalty just to make matters even more stressful for us. Half time. Half time is upon us, and we need to buck some guys' ideas up. We have to work hard to get a result. That's what I'm going to try and say. Work harder to get a result. We're going to tell Anaya and just Anaya, actually, we're going to tell him to calm down to avoid being sent off because that is my priority right now. And then we're going to tell Johansson and Odemayo and Archer that they need to get themselves into the game because they have the ability to make the difference, and hopefully they will do. Especially Johansson. He's supposed to be our creative force in midfield, and creating has not been a strong suit recently for anyone in this team. So nothing much happening highlights-wise, but West Brom have just scored an equaliser. As I say that, we go into a highlight. Critchlow, who's just come on as a sub, is the man taking it to Marul. Johansson back to Critchlow. Critchlow finds Johansson. Johansson back to Odemayo. Odemayo to Palmer. Palmer to Bismarck. Bismarck to Palmer to Odemayo. Johansson good into play. Back with Palmer. Ball over the top looking for Ashley Fletcher, who replaced Cameron Archer. Palmer picks up the loose ball. Bismarck back on it. Ball goes forwards. Fletcher heads it down. I mean, I don't think he got his head to it. I thought it was Chaloba headed that way. But, you know, live commentary. Chaloba, Kelechi through to Cucho. This is going to be 2-0. And I think that's game over as far as we are concerned. I think all eyes very much turning to Oakwell at this point, where we are still very, very much hoping West Brom can maintain the draw, put in a big performance for us maybe, and get themselves a win. That would be ideal. You can see from the table we are still 21st. We are very much reliant on Barnsley not scoring again. And West Brom have taken the lead at Oakwell, so we are now safe for now. That's a good start. We've had no more highlights, but I'll take a nice highlight-free second half if it means that West Brom can beat Barnsley for us. Right, we're heading into injury time now. We've had no more highlights, but we do know that West Brom are currently 3-1 up at Oakwell, which means we are safe, not by virtue of our own actions, but by virtue of a minor miracle happening in Yorkshire right now, as Land plays it to Palmer, to Garnacho. Garnacho to Fletcher. He didn't even find Fletcher. I was hoping we were going to get ourselves a goal to send the season off with. But it's not going to happen. They're going to score a third, almost certainly here, as Mitchell puts it across for Jong. And Woo Young Jong, the guy who I maybe mocked his stats a little bit early in the game, has scored. I mean, we've got 10 men. there's not really a lot we can do here. Cyrus Christie really left us in the lurch and left the game, the season really out of our hands. Luckily, West Brom have come through for us, unless during that highlight Barnsley have scored twice. They haven't. Say twice. They like to have scored 3 times to stay up, and they didn't score 3 times to stay up. And we have survived the Championship by the absolute skin of our teeth. By the absolute skin of our teeth, we have survived against Barnsley and stayed up. I say survived against Barnsley. We've stayed up. Apparently no one seems motivated by us staying up. I don't know how you're demotivated by that, but I guess whatever, we stayed up and we used the summer to rebuild. Stick around, I'll go through what my plans are for tomorrow's transfer window. So going into the window, it's very much a case of cutting some costs and shipping out some players that we don't really make use of. For example, Aguirre has barely played this season, certainly hasn't scored. He's on £13,000 a week. If I can ship him out, that's just good business. Deshaun Bernard as well. He's not going to be a big player going forward. I've got 7 centre-halves and I could probably only use 5. I think Deshaun Bernard will be one of those going because he is on $10,500 a week as things stand. I brought in Ian Poveda and I was sort of bringing us back up and regretting it. I might let him go as well. I don't think I even mentioned bringing him in, but I brought him in on a free. May let him go. And I'm thinking maybe of letting Romani Critchlow go as well, because I think Finn Burns has more long-term upside. Marlon Pack will definitely be leaving, so will Luke Dreyer. We're going to get rid of both of those guys because they're both either over the hill / not really playing the way we want them to, and there's people looking at Marlon Pack, which is pretty good. Tyree Simpson is leaving us at the end of the season regardless. He decided to leave on a free transfer. If he goes, he goes. That's pretty much that in terms of outs. I mean, there's going to be a few other older players, if they're still thinking about that, go as well. Players I don't really need. In terms of going forward, though, I think if we have a look at our analyst report or our system report, we will... Squad depth now. Brain. It's in squad depth. It used to be the same screen, I'm sure it did. Basically, we've got a lot of really good youngsters in the team, but maybe not quite enough. One guy I have already arranged the signing of is this guy, who is Nemanja Motika. He's joining us from Bayern Munich, and he looks ridiculous good. He's going to be probably on our right wing for next season, but it's good to have that flexibility, that versatility. He is a really good signing who is coming in. So that's who that guy is. If you saw him and were just like, who is that guy? Otherwise, I think attacking midfielder has to be a place we need to focus some effort on recruitment. I want to try and keep Brendan Land for next season if I can do, because he's been pretty good so far. Ryan Tulloch is staying. Marul, I think I need to kind of work out what his best position is, because I don't know if he's quick enough to be the winger or the attacking midfielder, trying to get goals. I need to work out what to do with him. He's got the potential. I just need to work out how to make that work. Otherwise, though, I think I'd like another left winger. I think I'd like an attacking midfielder. And if I can get Land, which would be good, I'd like another striker, because a full-on 30-goal a season guy would make the difference in this team, I think. And maybe someone at right back. Maybe right back is going to be an area I focus on as well. In terms of centre-half, I said I've got a lot of centre-halves that I'm going to sort of get into. I don't know why it's not showing me all of the extra players there. There we go. Right. I'd like to keep Shabu Abua for his versatility. Our top 4 centre-halves going forward are going to be Odemayo, Agumbo, Bismarck and Raphael, I think. Because I don't think Deshaun Bernard has much in terms of upside left. I might be wrong, but we'll find out. And we'll keep Raph Burns and Chris Moore as their Finn Burns and Chris Moore as their backups. That's sort of my plan in terms of defensive things. Left back, I think we're sorted at. Maybe some backup there, but I can use a Gumbo at left back if I need to, even though I see him primarily as being a centre half. Goalkeepers we're pretty much fine for. I'm probably going to loan Maguire out and keep Bettinelli, or I'll sell Bettinelli and we'll keep Maguire on the bench. Something of that nature will be occurring. But yeah, that's kind of how we're looking, I think. And so that is probably a good place to wrap up the episode before I reveal too much of my plans for tomorrow and you don't come back for that because you're going to want to see the transfer special. That's how you guys work. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Thank you for this season and for being along the ride with me. Until next time, though, I have been chasing lamely. Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave comments, etc. below. See you tomorrow, guys, for another transfer special. Have a good one.